You make over 35,000 decisions a day, yet how many of them are truly yours? Psychologists call it cognitive autopilot, your brain's way of conserving energy by repeating patterns. But here's the uncomfortable truth. While it saves energy, it slowly kills your sense of purpose. So ask yourself, are you living with intention or just moving through motions? This week, let us challenge ourselves to live every moment with power and purpose. And I invite you to come with me. Because when you give meaning to your smallest actions, you stop just surviving and start building a life that feels alive, aligned, and unforgettable. You begin to craft a life of intention, not reaction, where every step moves you closer to who you're meant to be. You stop drifting and start designing a life that feels like yours, powerful, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. 1. Recognize the game you're in. From the moment you were born, you were placed on the board. Whether you're willing or not, you're already in the game. The real question is, are you making the moves or just being moved? Let's make it real. You're rushing to the office or college, skipping breakfast, feeling exhausted, irritated, and deep down you don't even know why. Now pause. What if every action, even the boring ones, brushing your teeth, opening your laptop, commuting, is part of a bigger game? For example, you don't feel like showering, but when you shower intentionally, knowing it refreshes your body, resets your mind, and prepares you to engage meaningfully with the world, suddenly it's no longer a chore. It's your first power move of the day. Small acts of control like making your bed or prepping your workspace activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that governs clarity, focus, and decision-making. The better you manage your small actions, the more empowered you feel in bigger ones. What to do? Choose one thing you do daily and attach a purpose to it. Ask yourself, what game am I playing today? And act like it matters. The benefit? You shift from being reactive to strategic. You feel in control, which reduces anxiety and boosts motivation. You begin seeing life as a series of intentional moves, not meaningless routines. 2. Find your inner compass, not just appear smart or strong. We waste years trying to look like we have direction, instead of actually having it. Let's get brutally honest. Sometimes we dress sharp, talk smooth, act confident, just to appear like we have our life figured out. But inside, we're still drifting. You go to the gym to look strong, not to feel well. You talk philosophy to sound smart, not to grow wiser. You post daily wins, but cry quietly at night. Why? Because there's no compass, just performance. But what if every action was aligned with a clear purpose, not performance? Let's say you clean your desk, not because it looks good on camera, but because it clears mental clutter and prepares your mind to create. You eat healthy not for the Instagram post, but because it fuels you to show up powerfully for the people you care about. According to Viktor Frankl, the human brain doesn't crave happiness. It craves meaning. When we lose that, we chase validation, not fulfillment. What to do? Write down one image you try to maintain, like smart, chill, successful. Ask, what's the real need underneath this? What do I actually value? The benefit, you stop betraying your truth for attention. You replace performance with authenticity, and that creates inner peace. People trust you more because you're real. When the world burns around you and you stay centered, that's strength. You can't control traffic. You can't stop people from gossiping, deadlines from stacking, or life from being unfair. But you can control how you respond. This is the power of inner clarity. Imagine being in a heated meeting or argument, but instead of reacting emotionally, you pause, breathe, speak with purpose. That's not weakness, that's command. Now let's take a look at history for a moment. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, ruled during plagues, wars, and betrayal. His greatest power, mastering his mind. His journal Meditations shows that emotional self-command is the highest form of leadership. So what can you do? Create a personal grounding phrase, something like, I lead myself first. Say it when chaos hits. Practice one pause every day. In a moment you'd normally react. The benefit? You gain emotional mastery, not emotional slavery. You become trustworthy in your own eyes and others. People feel safer around you, and you stop fearing uncertainty. If you win the world but lose yourself, was it really a victory? Let's face it, we've all done things just to get ahead. Taken jobs we hated, smiled at people we disliked, said yes when we wanted to scream no. Why? Because we're taught that success means sacrifice. But no one tells you that sacrificing your core values kills you slowly. Imagine this. You say no to an opportunity because it doesn't align with your values. That decision costs you money, but earns you peace. Now you sleep well. You wake up light. That's not a loss, that's alignment. Here's a bit of dark psychology for you. Chronic self-betrayal leads to what's called identity fragmentation, where your inner self no longer recognizes your outer actions. This causes anxiety, burnout, and a feeling of being fake, even when you're winning. So what can you do? Ask yourself, is this decision a strategy or a self-betrayal? Identify 3 core values and commit to honoring them in your daily choices. The benefit? You gain self-respect, which builds lasting confidence. You reduce anxiety by aligning your inner and outer worlds. You win without losing yourself. You're only as strong as the places you won't abandon, even under pressure. Let's be honest, we all have weak spots. Procrastination, insecurity, jealousy, rage, need for validation. The goal isn't to erase them. The goal is to protect them with unshakable principles. For example, maybe your weak spot is needing approval. Your principle becomes, I will not change who I am just to be liked. Or you struggle with discipline. Your principle, I don't negotiate with my commitments. Here's a quick historical fact. Samurai warriors lived by Bushido, a strict code of honor and personal conduct. Why? Because even the strongest warrior is vulnerable without a code. Principles give you direction when emotion clouds vision. So what should you do? Identify your personal weak point. Write 1 or 2 principles that protect you from making poor choices in that area. The benefit? You build resilience by relying on structure, not mood. You strengthen your identity with each principled action. You stop being reactive and start becoming untouchable. Most people wait for a big moment to live with purpose, but the secret is, every moment is already big. Whether you're pouring a cup of coffee, sending an email, or walking into a room, if you can show up with power and purpose in that tiny moment, you're already rewriting your life. If this message stirred something in you, drop a comment. What's one small action you're going to reclaim this week with purpose? And don't stop here. You're the one who decides how this game ends.